Y'all, it looks like the hens are finally come to roost when it comes to Jay-Z and his alleged crimes, because his bestie Diddy has been snitching hard on him to the feds and exposing all the nasty things that they allegedly did together. Now everybody knew that Diddy was going to snitch, cause did y'all see the laundry list of charges that the feds had him with? He's facing a long prison time and he's reportedly desperate to avoid jail, so desperate that he is snitching hard on Jay-Z. And I'm not talking about no small petty stuff about how Jay-Z allegedly dated Foxy Brown or was obsessed with Aya or anything like that. Word in the street says that Diddy allegedly handed over evidence to the feds about how Jay-Z allegedly unived DMX after DMX uncovered evidence that Jay-Z attended freaky parties with Diddy and was going to expose Jay-Z's freaky self. Well, the streets are saying that Jay-Z is panicking over this and he looks like the feds are about to sweep down. It's wild. How did he spend all those years trying to convince us that he was a gangster, but the moment that the Fed swept in he started singing like a can? Allegedly he's singing so hard that he could probably give voice lessons to Adele at this point. Talk about rolling in a duh, and from what we've learned his connections are far more extensive than what we even realized. He pulled some of the most important and most prominent figures into the spotlight, people who always seem to maintain a spotless image at least in the public view. Now looks like the truth is finally coming to the light, confirming the warnings that certain voices like DMX have been sounding out all along. DMX wasn't just another rapper either, he was a legend who spoke truth to power and wasn't afraid to call off the questionable practices within the music industry. And when it came to major names like Diddy and Jay-Z, the MX had no hesitation in publicly holding them accountable. Check this out, just the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist, I'm an artist in the industry, so I do what the __ I want, cause nobody can finish. But let's dive deep into the heart of it all. These federal documents suggest that DMX has some serious dirt on the industry's biggest players and their secrets that could have potentially exposed the entire system. The industry wanted dead or alive new artists to sell their souls and way they survive. The industry don't give a __ about you, but the industry couldn't make a DME without you. There are reports that DMX had gathered evidence that could have exposed illegal activities, exploitation, and even ties to law enforcement. This wasn't merely about business disagreements, it involved life or death secrets. Or rumor has it that DMX had a little patience for Diddy's business practices. He claimed that Diddy treated his artists like mere pawns, controlling their every move while profiting from their work, when DMX even alleged that Diddy was taking a cut of his artist earnings, pressuring them into those polished suits and manipulating the creation of ghost-ridden lyrics. It appeared that Diddy wasn't just producing tracks, he was orchestrating careers, and not in a positive manner. Then he made him jiggy and put him in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped him. Like, damn, I'm glad I didn't, like we went like soon as they got signed. Like, why? But Diddy wasn't the only one in DMX's radar, because he also had Jay-Z in his crosshairs. By the time DMX began to rise, H was already a legendary figure, but the relationship was far from smooth. There was whispers on the streets that DMX believed that Jay-Z was playing dirty, intentionally shutting down his opportunities in the rap game as if he were intimidated by competition. DMX was never one to pretend, and the word around town was that he didn't fully trust Jay-Z. He viewed him less as a brother in the industry and more as a rival trying to keep him in check. But let's take a moment to rewind to when DMX was dominating the scene from 1998 to 2003. X released 5 critically acclaimed albums with Da Jam. Then Jay-Z became the president of the label and suddenly the atmosphere changed. DMX began raising alarms, claiming that Jay-Z was erecting roadblocks and interfering with the release of his 6th album, Year the Dog Again. I said after the crazy track record Death Jam everything was good. I go to do the 6th album and yeah, when he first got the job he hit me with the call like, yo dog, it me's just running the building, like, yo you good, finish the album, shoot the video, what happened, __ go on vacation and oh we don't know me, you don't know how do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Well, Jay-Z was initially supposed to retire, but he had a change of heart. Instead of allowing DMX to shine, Jay appeared to be making strategic moves. To clear the field and set the stage for his own grand return, it was a calculated chess move, and DMX could see it from a distance. Things only escalated from there, and DMX left Def Jam and signed with Columbia Records, determined not to play Jay's game. He wasn't willing to become another puppet of the industry, having already observed how these labels exploited their artists both literally and financially. He refused to bend to Jay's maneuvers. However, Jay-Z's connections were extensive, particularly with influential figures like Lyor Cohen and L.A. Reid. These individuals aren't just notable names in the music industry, they are power players who have significantly shaped it. Yet Jay's loyalty to the people who contributed to his success raised questions. His relationship with Dame Dash, his co-founder at Rockefeller, serves as a prime example of his mercy loyalty. When the corporate executives came calling, Jay seemed to challenge these allegiances, leaving Dame Dash behind. Tensions escalated in 2021. When Dne Dash tried to sell his share of Rockefeller, accusing Jay of attempting to undervalue it, well, Dan didn't hold back, claiming that Jay was playing both sides, acting friendly while making moves to seize his stake. Now there's where everything ties together. There's speculation that Jay, possibly with support from his mentor Lyor Cohen, may have had a hand in pushing DMX out of the game for good. And this isn't just about business transactions and label conflicts. It suggests the troubling possibility that X was eliminated because he has seen as a threat. I was no longer focused on the money. I never felt like. I later found out that he lacked the blood back. Why would you do that to a child? When it came to speaking at DMX's funeral, Lyor's words left many people uneasy. That we all know X is a gambling and reckless and looking for a wall to crash into. X, if you listen to X, if you see XX, this is his death is no surprise. If you listened to and you watched Who and What X was referring to. X is a gremlin at his own memorial was not just an unfortunate choice of words, it was a clear act of disrespect that highlighted the lengths to which the industry politics can reach, even during occasions meant to honor someone's legacy. But Cohen is known for playing both sides, capitalizing on the culture while simultaneously erasing its history. Former Def Jam executive Lyor Cohen is under fire for some of the statements that he made in an audio message for DMX's memorial. This a sentence from the audio message that he made at DMX's memorial. DMX, I knew you were going to run into a wall. The unfortunate thing is you took my friend Earl Simmons with you. So understandably, Dane didn't miss words when he called Cohen a culture vulture, like a Leo Cohen type of guy. Or Leo Cohen, he's a culture vulture. I made Diddy term up just for him, you know what I mean. Did you hear what he said about you on Charlemagne years ago? Yeah, I've been punishing him for that, you know. I benched him. He used to be in the music business, so now you know he has to. Talking about this one here, he accused Cohen of employing divide and conquer tactics, pitting black artists against one another while profiting from their struggles, and D didn't hold back. He emphasized that Lyor would undermine the genuine voices in the community to maintain his power. When you examine the situation closely, the whispers about Jay-Z's connections to figures like Cohen start to seem more credible. Well, DMX had long been vocal about the music industry's shady practices, particularly calling out prominent executives and rappers who went to great lengths to please their labels. X wasn't afraid to reveal the truth behind the glitz and glamour. He made it clear that the game was dirty and that not everybody was playing fair. You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks. And it's like there's too much of that going on, you know. I'm say let me be me, let me be the artist that I am and just play my __ music. You, I mean exactly. Now they what you all up under this, you know, sitting at going to dinner with him and __ like that. And but was it merely a business rivalry, or was there a larger scheme to silence DMX and prevent him from sharing his truth? Well, Irv Gotti has since added even more fuel to the fire with his explosive allegations. He didn't just imply that Jay-Z was envious of DMX, he claimed that Jay-Z and Diddy were involved in framing him to the federal authorities. According to Gotti, they allegedly reported him to sabotage plans for an all-black-owned music distribution network, which posed a significant threat to the traditional music industry. And this wasn't just a petty feud, but an attempt to th a major power move for black artists before it could gain any momentum. If these allegations hold any truth, it suggests that Jay and Diddy weren't the only ones operating in the shadows. Their mentors, including Cohen and Reid, may have been orchestrating events behind the SC.